So it's been a while since I've given you any of my own training and racing updates on this channel, so I thought now is a good opportunity to dust off that rust and let you know how I've been getting on, what my goals are for the autumn season and what fitness I think I am in at the minute. So in this video I'm going to take you through 2 parkruns I've used recently as a time trial, some double threshold sessions I've been doing alongside Dawn as she trains for the Abingdon Marathon, and how I'm assessing what shape I'm in and whether I've got a realistic chance of hitting that sub 40 10k goal in the autumn. So I've taken a break from racing since carding I did not finish here at the Coleshaw Hall 10k on the 15th of June. So far in 2025, my best licensed race performances have been a 19:28 at the Shrewsbury 5k in warm conditions, as you can see here, and a 40:24 at the Salford 10k in April. Although my Run Britain rankings suggest I've run better in 3 parkruns and a 5-mile road race in Suffolk. So let's head over to Moors Valley Parkrun in Dorset and see how we get on. This is a 1-lap course, mostly on a trail surface. Moors Valley Parkrun, let's go. After that spot of sensory integration therapy, it was time to head over to the start and hear the run brief from run director Phil York. Go! And we're off a sluggish start for me. At the minute you can see 3 ladies in front of me, the lady in the grey top, the lady in the salmon pink top and the lady in the blue top to the right there. So a little bit heavy leg today, yes, using this as a time trial. On the Wednesday I'd done a double threshold session all on tarmac, so it's taken a little bit of time for me to get into pace. I think at the minute I must be in about 40th position. So yeah, Moors Valley Parkrun, absolutely lovely surroundings on the eastern edge of Dorset. Top tip if you are coming for this event is to pay for your parking when you get there. All parkrunners get a reduced rate of £2. If you just pay then and put your number plate in, then you don't have to worry about scratching round for cards, etc. at the end of your run and overstaying your welcome. Slightly stony and gravelly trail surface for this one, but runnable in road shoes at this time of year, and I would imagine at most times of year. This is our 3rd appearance here. My best time to date is 21:20 from back in February 2020. So as a minimum today, I hope to beat that time of 21:20 and hopefully dip into the 20s. We'll look later at how tough or how easy this parkrun is in the grand scheme of things, looking at Tim Gross's fastest UK parkruns 2025 update list. So I passed through kilometre 1 in 4:25, which is considerably slower than 21:20 pace, but it is predominantly a slight climb throughout the first kilometre. As you can see, through most of the year you'd be sheltered by the trees if there were any winds, but a beautiful summer's day today for enjoying Moors Valley Parkrun. Yes, beautiful conditions for running this morning. It wasn't too warm, the day warmed up later, but it's around 18 degrees currently with the sun shining through the trees. So I picked up the pace slightly on kilometre 2 of 4:14. Can we keep squeezing that pace down and get somewhere under 21 minutes? Beginning to pick people off as we continue through this run, but still I think I can just see the 3 women in front of me in the distance. This was, I believe, the 418th running of Moors Valley Parkrun, and there were over 700 parkrunners out this morning, so great to see. A very popular event, and I'd highly recommend it if you get the chance to take part. Just about to swing a right here, and then we start to see some of the faster runners coming back down. I think we've missed the first handful coming through, but we should see people running from the 17-minute mark onwards. We start to see some of the faster runners coming down. I do like a switchback on the course so you can check on how people are doing. I should see Dawn and how she's doing as I come back down. Yes, these fellas by my reckoning doing 18 to 19 minutes for the parkrun. So just about to hit the turnaround cone. There's the first lady in the blue top, the second lady in the salmon top, just about to pass coming down, and the third lady is the one just in front of me. As we round the cone, I come to a stop again and she gets lead of me. I'm going to see where Dawn is coming back up the trail here so I can count her position and let her know where I think she is and if it coincides with the position she thinks she's in too. So there's a lady in fourth just coming through on the left, which makes Dawn 5th. So I can see I've picked up the pace in that third kilometre of 4:08. Can I squeeze under 21 minutes and hit my target for the day? Let's see. Lovely downhill section here, picking up a bit of momentum. I have been told that most of the last kilometre is on tarmac, so I just have to watch my footing coming down here. I'm not the most elegant runner when it comes downhill, just have to make sure we don't fall over, and then we can power on into that last kilometre. So the Insta's now giving up its battery life, but we're just passing the second lady now, past the 4k mark you can see on the floor there. I'll put the splits up on the screen now, but as you can see, we're on the tarmac surface for the final kilometre. There's quite a few bends in here. We can see other people out enjoying a walk on the parkrun course. And thank you very much to all the fantastic marshals who make this parkrun happen each week. So can I pull anybody else in the final kilometre, maybe gain a place or two and squeeze under that 21 minutes? Let's see. So yes, very nice hard compact surface here, my favourite, but as soon as you get any momentum, as you can see here, it's time to turn again. So it is good practice at cornering and turning in races, this one. Let's see if we can power on and catch any of these runners up just in front of us. A little yelp there, and we're getting a little bit closer, I think. Am I going to run out of road here? Are these people in front of me going to be able to hold on to their finishing positions at the parkrun? I won't make you seasick with all this footage, but we are about to round into the last corner and finish. I don't think I'm going to overtake the runner in front of me, who ends in the first female position.
Great finish.
So a finish time of 20:56. Yes, I hit my target, sub 21 and a course PB here. But what does this tell me about what sort of shape I'm in? Yes, it's a trail course, it's a warm day, but are there any other stats that might help me work out what I can learn from my performance here? Well, I can go to the Power of 10 Fastest UK Parkruns 2025 list and see Moores Valley has a score of 2.3, and I actually contacted Tim Gross, and at the level I'm running at around 20 minutes, we reckon that 2.3 equates to about 70 seconds off an absolutely perfect, very fast course, something like the Mid Cheshire 5k I'm going to be doing later on this month. So we're looking at equivalent performance of maybe 1947, which I'll settle for on heavy legs. So we're now off to see how Dawn's done, if she's managed to come up from the 5th position she's in, maybe up to 4th position. So let's go and have a look. Well, it was nice at the end of the parkrun to watch the other runners coming in who've worked really hard over 5k, cheer them on through that finish funnel. Hopefully Dawn won't be too long in arriving. I wonder if she'll be 4th or 5th. I think, oh, this is the lady who was in 4th, so Dawn's not managed to overtake her. Actually, when the results came out, Dawn was given as 6th female position, so there we go. But a lovely morning out. There's Dawn sprinting in. She was just outside a course PB by 2 seconds, I think, there. So from that parkrun, I can guesstimate my 5k shape is around 1947, but how can we get any more precise measurements? Now, I know a lot of people like to use their sports watches, Strava, and I'm going to mention another app that I've been using recently to track my fitness and see what shape I'm in. So firstly, I'm going to have a look at the Coros data from the Coros app I have. So that tells me, in terms of my sub 40 10k goal, I'm well inside it, and that is really good news. But I have spoken to people who use all 3 apps, and one of them has said that he finds Coros is actually quite generous in terms of its race prediction. It's actually got me down at a 3:03 marathon there, which I'd be highly delighted and highly surprised if I ever got that, and I'd be questioning the course measurement too. Because that 303 would have been achieved off precisely 0 long runs. My longest individual run for several months has been 12 miles. So how that tracks to a 303 marathon, well, that is anybody's guess. So next we have Strava. I pay for the premium subscription on Strava, and that tells me that my 10k prediction at the minute is 40:35. Now actually, if I went out next weekend and ran a 40:35 10k, I wouldn't be very surprised. It tells me my 5k is 19:08, which is considerably quicker than that parkrun you've just watched, but I went in with slightly heavy legs. There will be another parkrun coming up on this video in a minute, but it also tells me marathon 3:31, and that's probably more like it off the back of no long running. So those are the Strava predictions. So the third app I've been using is something called Kaizen. Now those of you who watch Jake Barraclough's Ran to Japan channel, or who follow Cole Gibbons, both very successful 2025s for them so far in terms of their marathons, will know that they've been using it too. So what you do with Kaizen, it collects all your data off Strava, but as well as giving you a prediction of what shape you are in at the minute, it also tells you what it thinks you need to do in order to get to a set goal. So I put in 39:45 as a 10k target to be run on the 28th of September at the Knutsford 10k. It then gives me a whole load of numbers it thinks I need to be running in order to hit that target. But if we do look at the current 10k prediction, it is uncannily similar to what Strava's predicting, around the 40:30s, 40:35, 40:36. I'm also noticing that prediction come down quite a lot as I'm training quite hard during these summer months. Yeah, I've had the Kaizen app on my phone for a couple of weeks now, and it really is starting to get to where I think I'm at. It maps up against where Strava thinks I'm at, but it also allows me to put in my planned running, put in my planned sessions. It will indicate if it thinks it is enough to push me over that sub 40 line. So I'll be referring back to this in future episodes of my training, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes too. Training's been going super well. You can see we're hitting consistent 60-mile weeks, or just under 100k in new money. On 3 of the 4 previous weeks, I've done a double threshold session, and on the week I didn't do a double threshold session, I did a sub-threshold session using the old HAD methodology, which I made a video about it, an old method of doing sub-threshold running, which was very successful for me. And here's some footage of the most recent double threshold session I did, which I think I executed the best out of all 3 of them. So fitness is really coming on nicely. So let's head over to Weymouth Parkrun and see how I did at that time trial and what it tells me about my current level of fitness. Yes, Weymouth Parkrun, one we like to do every year in August when we are on holiday. Last year I ran it in a time of 20:38. Target this year is to try and beat that. My overall PB on this course is 17:49, which I did on the first ever event here back in 2013, back in the days where Parkrun encouraged you to go to inaugurals. And it's great to see all that hard work paying off with the hundreds taking part today. I'd say this course, which is called the summer course, is about 15% off-road, some gravelly stuff we're just about to go on to, and some dried compact mud in a minute, and the other 85% is tarmac. There's a slight drag in the middle of the run as you go up to a turnaround point, and then a slight flowing downhill as you come back down, but nothing too tough. It scores a 2.1 on Tim Gross's scale, so in theory it's worth, if you like, about a minute, but I find in these conditions it's probably not worth as much as that. That probably includes events where it's run where the mud might be a little bit softer. So yeah, let's see how we get on at Weymouth Parkrun today. Just about to swing a right here onto the off-road section, which you do again in the final kilometre. At this time of year, as I said, it's a very firm surface and everybody's wearing road shoes. Again, like Moores Valley last week, lovely to see the sun coming through the trees. A great morning to be alive and out parkrunning. Everybody around me pushing themselves, trying to hit some sort of target, or just do a run to enhance their health and fitness. So yes, Weymouth being a holiday resort, being on the south coast in Dorset, is a very popular event at this time of year. Over 500 runners today. They have 2 courses. They have this course they run, I think, from March through to about November. Then they have the winter course, which is up and down the seafront, which, according to Tim Gross, both are about as fast in theory as each other. But I always find I run better here, because every time we turn up in winter to do the winter course, it's about 40 mile an hour winds and lashing rain. First kilometre in 4:06, which if we scaled up would be a 20:30 finishing time at 8 seconds inside last year. Now normally, if you followed my parkrun and race footage before, you'll know I'm looking at my watch frequently. In this particular run, for some reason I decided not to look at it. I just wanted to run an honest race, running naked as they say these days. Well, it wasn't naked because I did have the watch on, but I wasn't referring to it at all. I was just looking at the runs in front of me, tracking them, and then gradually trying to pick them off one by one. Just about to take a sharp left and then a sharp right, which takes you into the eventual finish area. Last year I didn't know the finish area was on the right, I went straight on there and had to be called back. So yeah, this will be the finish area on the second lap. So you do one small lap, a long out and back, and then a small lap to finish. Although this is a low-key time trial and fitness tester where I'm not monitoring my watch all the time, I am wearing my Nike Street Fly 2s today, the fastest shoes in my armoury. That's because of a few key races coming up. I've not worn them for a while because I've not been racing properly, and I wanted to reacquaint my legs with the feeling of them. We've got the Mid-Cheshire 5k coming up at the end of August, and then the Wiln 10k in early September, both of which I intend to race in the Nike Street Fly, so it's good to give them a spin out on a lovely, mostly tarmac course like this. We can see on a predominantly flat and tarmac second kilometre we've upped the pace there, but remember I don't know what actual pace I'm running this to feel. We now wend our way out of the country park where the run starts and finishes, and we've got quite a long drag with some right angles to take us up to the far end and turnaround point of the course. Flowing along, feeling quite strong here in the middle of another 60-mile week. So this part of the course you are definitely climbing. It goes on for probably a quarter of a mile, maybe 500 metres going up this hill. People are going to the right, but in a minute we're going to see the faster runners coming back down, so it's important when doing this parkrun to stick to the left when going up as soon as you see other runners, and to stick to the left coming back down. In fact, here we come now. There's the lead runner, and in a minute we'll see, there we go, second, third and fourth. We did read of an incident at Swansea Bay Parkrun this weekend where a runner went into a cyclist when he was trying to overtake other people. It's causing a few headaches, I think, that parkrun, but luckily at this one everybody's sticking to the left, as you'll see as I go up and when we turn around and come back down too. Just about to hit the famous Weymouth pineapple. That's figuratively, not literally. Oh, how I hope there's a man dressed as a pineapple as there was last year. Yes, there he is. Thank you, sir, Mr. Pineapple of Parkrun. Having negotiated that challenging third kilometre in 4:03, with most of it being uphill, I think I'm doing quite well here and should be on course to break that 20:38. What's really good is after several years of going backwards, the last couple of years I'm going forwards. I'm getting faster each year. Really is like a resurrection, and I'm feeling like a new runner inside. A little bit of Dawn action here. She had a solid run in the low 22s to catch up on her training on some of our other videos here. So what happened next, as I used to say on Question of Sport, that's what happened next. A quicker kilometre coming down, 3:52, a fast kilometre, 3:52 to end. The camera battery ran out on this. I tried fiddling around with another camera, which I thought I'd recorded and lost all the footage. But the upshot is this parkrun finished for me in an official time of, well, there we go, 20 dead. Am I pleased with that? Well, yes, because I think that's worth, if we like, 30 to 40 seconds. So maybe I am in sub 1930 shape going off this over 5k, but we shall see at the Mid-Cheshire 5k on the 29th of August. If you're doing that, please come and say hello. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Let's wrap this up in under 19 minutes. So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.